A woman seen on surveillance just moments before 3 robbers murdered a Lee's liquor store clerk is telling her story to police. Could officers be closing in on the killers?
Tainted air. Could the air we breathe in Clark County put our health at risk? The warning that health officials have for you at home and all of us living in southern Nevada.
It was like I could hear cheers in the background. It's like, yay! So it was relief, absolute relief.
The quick thinking of police officers helps save a family when a driver has a medical episode while on a busy street. What the cops did to get them out of harm's way.
News 3 starts right now.
Hi, everybody. Police continue to hunt for 3 armed men who brutally murdered a Lee's liquor store worker, but we're told they could be closing in. The woman seen in the surveillance video just moments before the killers walked into the store has come forward to police to answer their questions. Thank you for joining us. I'm Marie Mortera. I'm Reed Cowan. All right, so the witness told her story to investigators as the manhunt intensifies for those responsible. News 3's Kelsey Thomas shows us what leads police may be zeroing in on tonight.
Metro did confirm with me that the woman you see in that video did not call 911 after the robbery, but she is just considered a witness at this point. The good news tonight, Metro Police receiving a lot of tips from the public about who may be in that video. The bad news, they are still out there tonight.
He used to call him Monkey. He was my monkey because he climbed on everything. He was my little monkey with the most beautiful red hair that you could ever ask for.
The mother of the 24-year-old violently executed, murdered while just doing his job. His death leaving a deep hole in her heart. Teresa Christensen will never hear her son's voice again, hear his laugh, or see his smile.
I just want everybody to know that my son was the light of my life. And my husband and I are in so much pain. And I want everybody to remember Matthew as the way he was. Goofy, fun-loving brother, son, uncle.
Matthew Christensen was shot and killed in this armed robbery Monday night at Lee's Discount Liquor at Warm Springs and Durango. 3 men stormed in the store with guns drawn, hoodies covering their heads, but not their faces.
It just makes me angry.
At the nearby AM/PM, more than 1,000 people come through the doors every day. And store manager Mario Serrano says that woman you see in the robbery surveillance video,
She had been in our store several times as a customer.
Not only that,
Matt used to work for us. Matt was our friend. He was definitely 1 in a million.
Mario thinks the robbers may live in the area. Matthew's family wants them cuffed before they hurt another family.
I want people who did this to be caught, and I want them to be punished. I want to hurt them. I want to hurt them. I want them to hurt as much as I'm hurting.
That surveillance video is crystal clear. If you know who that is in the video, call Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555. Reporting from Lee's Liquor, Kelsey Thomas, News 3.
Kelsey, our thoughts and prayers for the family that's so hurt. Well, right now, breaking news. Henderson police have arrested a man in connection with a deadly double shooting a week ago involving a kidnapped jeweler. Police say 38-year-old Brian Kleinen worked at a jewelry store and was in on the kidnapping with the suspects. He was the one police say was zip-tied in the back seat to get his co-worker into the car. That victim reportedly was carrying a gun and opened fire on the 2 suspects, killing them. They then crashed the car into a home and it went up in flames. Police say the victim had received a series of calls and texts from Kleinen earlier in the evening. Detectives determined the victim acted in self-defense.
A man was shot and killed in front of a motel near Fremont Street and Bruce today. Police say the victim was standing in the doorway of this downtown Las Vegas motel room when he got into an argument with the suspect. The suspect then opened fire on the victim and then drove off in a 4-door sedan with dark tinted windows. First responders rushed to the scene and the victim was taken to UMC Trauma where he later passed away. Neighbors described the chaos that unfolded.
A bunch of people were surrounding him, trying to revive him after the gunshot, because I show up 6 or 7 minutes later thinking it was maybe a backfire from a carburetor. So then by the time I get down, before I can reach him, everybody's trying to revive him. And the poor gentleman died later.
And so while neighbors relive those moments, police need your help. If you have any information on this murder, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555.
A city bus driver who admits to shooting a passenger made his first court appearance today. Norman Chen asked the judge today to release him from jail, but the court refused his request as he's charged with attempted murder. The judge did push his arraignment back until Friday to give Chen time to find an attorney. Chen told police a passenger named Felipe Delgado refused to get off his bus last Friday. Officers say the two argued and then Chen pulled out a gun and shot the man in the arm. Chen also told police he had smoked marijuana that day. Well, some alarming news for all of us living here in southern Nevada, as Las Vegas was named one of the worst cities in the country for air pollution in 2015.
Yeah, the American Lung Association says the air we breathe in Clark County is putting our health at risk. News 3's Nathan O'Neill has more from this new nationwide report.
Controlling the angle of bank.
Rod Offman is a former commercial pilot.
Look around today, perfectly blue sky.
Today, he braves the winds in the West Valley with his remote-controlled planes. Over the past 20 years, he's noticed a change in the Las Vegas skyline.
It's getting worse here. You can, if you look out towards the hills there, and you can see just a little layer of smog laying in there.
Smog is an unsettling sight for Rod, who has a new concern for his health.
Gave up smoking about 3 years ago.
According to the American Lung Association's State of the Air report, the quality of air in Las Vegas is putting your health at risk.
Particle pollution has a negative effect on lungs, so we always want to avoid it.
Las Vegas was given a D rating for so-called particle pollution.
Particle pollution is the little pieces in the air you could actually see. So those pieces collect in your lungs and they cause breathing problems. It's what causes you to go to the doctor. The heavier the particle pollution, the more emergency room visits people have.
When it comes to ozone pollution, Las Vegas is even worse off, especially on days when there is extreme heat. It earned Las Vegas an F grade.
We really want to take care of the young, our youth, especially those with asthma, and adults, especially those suffering from lung disease, elderly.
Like a lot of people, Rod doesn't think too much about the dangers in the air.
No, I have no worries about that stuff. At my age now, there's too many other things that can get you.
He just knows when the sky looks like this, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I stay home and watch a ball game and drink beer.
Well, a military convoy is on its way to Ecuador's Pacific coast to aid in the search and rescue efforts after last weekend's earthquake that killed more than 500 people. The convoy carried food and supplies for so many victims. We can tell you that rescuers, firefighters, and volunteers continue the recovery work. Ecuadorian soldiers are also helping to transport victims from the Pacific coast to receive medical attention. Officials expect that death toll to continue to rise as they search the rubble for more bodies.
A massive cross-border drug tunnel was uncovered connecting a San Diego neighborhood to Tijuana, Mexico. Officials found the 142-foot-long tunnel at a wood pallet storage facility about 1,000 feet from the border. An agent discovered lumber and electrical wiring underground, indicating it was in operation by smugglers. This tunnel marks the third discovery in the area in the last month.
Well, today is 420. It's a day of celebration for marijuana enthusiasts everywhere, but one couple got a special kind of high today.
They became the first newlyweds to tie the knot at the new Las Vegas Cannabis Chapel. News 3's Christy Wilcox has more on this one-of-a-kind joint.
The Cannabis Chapel right here held its very first weedings today, where two couples were jointly united. One of those couples say it was the perfect way to tie the knot. Inside this Las Vegas novelty, love is blooming.
It's a day of love and celebration for us.
Lee and Natalie Rice are the first couple getting married at this new Cannabis Chapel on 420.
Weed here at the Chapel of Cannabis.
A day marijuana users celebrate.
This is a medicine that can make her feel better. And if that makes her feel better, that makes me feel better because I want to have a complete and healthy life with her.
Natalie suffers from back problems, and medical marijuana has changed her life.
It helps to the point where we're able to be happy together.
As of now, marijuana isn't allowed at weeding ceremonies.
This one's a lot greener, I will say.
But Pastor Locke Fortune says he sees services lighting up in the future.
Joint in our common goal of love.
This November, voters decide if recreational use of marijuana should be legal in Nevada.
I look at Colorado and I look at Washington as an example that definitely says This is something positive for the community if well regulated and taken care of by our government.
Come November's general election, it's a ballot measure the Nevada Marijuana Coalition also wants to see pass.
We need to look at the tax structure. We need to look at what other states have done wrong and what they've done right. And we need to look at how patients can access medicine and how everything can be done responsibly.
Coalition members say approving recreational marijuana use would have other benefits.
In order to reduce the black market and to also address our opiate crisis.
Couples like the Rices agree this is a joint path.
This is something that can literally take something like opiates and knock it off the map. We have so many problems.
The owner tells us that he had this mural made outside so that you can come out and snap a photo. In downtown Las Vegas, I'm Christy Wilcox, News 3.
Okay, giving chase. A mother rushes out of a store as her car is stolen with her baby still inside.
How a store employee dropped everything to save the day and make sure the thief didn't get too far with that child.
And two rival construction companies have a demolition derby against each other on a busy street. What kicked off the bulldozer brawl?
And the warming trend is going to continue for at least one more day. Then a cool down is headed in our direction. I'll have all the information you need to know for the rest of the weekend coming up next.